What up, people? And welcome back to NBA Winners Today on Sandman Sports Picks. I am Pratty Sandhu, joined by Paulie Fraser, and we're here for the show on February the 3rd, Paul. Ready to get it
Woo.
rolling. Got three
Oh, hell
picks
yeah.
on the menu. Went 2-1 last show. Some really big mega blockbuster NBA trades. Luka Doncic gets traded to the
Wow.
Lakers for the brow Anthony Davis. Yeah, it's crazy. Luka's 25, gets traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, and he'll team up with LeBron James. But we'll see about that matchup. I mean, all-time talent, but who's going to play defense for them? I would love to know. Also,
Yeah.
Sacramento trading star guard De'Aaron Fox in a three-way trade. Sacramento gets
Wow.
back Zach LaVine, and San Antonio gets De'Aaron Fox to team up with Wembanyama. And Chicago gets a bunch of, draft fillers and salary cap relief. So the trade deadline for the NBA is on Thursday, but I think we've
Yeah.
got a pretty good share so far of action.
Yeah.
The
I
insider for
know
the
my
NBA, Sean Shania, everyone thought his phone was hacked because it
Ooh.
happened on Friday night and like
Yeah.
around 9 p.m. Pacific. And most of the people on the East Coast were all asleep, right? So they all wake up and find out, like, is this a prank? Is this a whatnot? What Luka's traded? Like, how can you trade Luka, right? But just goes to show you,
Yeah.
everyone traded nowadays, right, Paul?
Yeah. Well,
If Wayne
it's
get
the
traded,
same with every sport. It's like when the Canucks traded JT Miller. I mean, it's funny. Our Canucks now have two Elias Petterssons. We have two PDs on
yeah,
the
that's
Canucks now. Oh,
that's
and we
uh
have a Mark
that's pretty rare,
as well. So we're gonna have the
right?
old
Right.
Swede.
How sweet it is. Okay, I'm gonna set
Oh,
it off with the first pick of the day.
all right.
Yep. First pick of the day. We're going to go to the Atlanta Hawks and Detroit Pistons matchup, Paul.
Okay.
Atlanta has been struggling big time. I look for them to turn it around. A lot of injuries. Jalen Johnson's out for them. I
Yeah.
believe another player I just can't think of is out for Atlanta as well. So they're struggling. Detroit been playing pretty good basketball this year. They got the All-Star Cade Cunningham. He's
Yep.
kind of broken out in year 4 now. And Pistons, believe it or not, are a 500 basketball team, Paul,
Hmm.
after being doormats for the last 10 years. But
Yeah.
in this position, I'm going to fade them. I'm taking the Hawks
Wow.
from ATL plus 4.5. I look for them to break their losing streak and at worst, keep it close and lose a nail biter. Trae Young and gang will be ready to go. They got the Aussie sensation thief, Dyson Daniels, and Onyeka Okongwu as well at playing center. I like those three guys to pull it out. So fading the Pistons in the first game of the three.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
noticed you
yeah,
haven't
okay.
really bet on the Atlanta Hawks this year. It's one of the teams you haven't really bet on at all, and I was kind of surprised to see them.
Well, they were pretty good around the time of the NBA Cup in-season tournament.
Yeah.
They made it to the semifinals, but since then they've just kind of nosedived, and injuries are hitting them like a mofo. So I see
Yeah.
the value. So it's more of a value play, and yeah, I mean Atlanta 4.5 sign me up. The second game we're going to look at is the Houston Rockets, red hot, going into the New York Knicks. I'm taking the Knicks minus the 6. They're out without OG Anunoby, and
The
Houston
Knicks
should get
might
their.
it rhymed.
Well, I took them minus 10.5 against the Lakers last time, and they lost. So I'm going
Yeah.
back to the well. And generally, the Knickerbockers are money at home. A
Yeah.
little sluggish the last couple of weeks. Houston, I mean, on the road, they're just dynamite. They're going to get their all-star center, Alperen Şengün, the Turkish delight. He's quite the skilled big man for Houston. He should be back. I just look at this as a perfect opportunity to get the Knicks under 10 points. I like for them to win this by 8 or more. So I'm hopping on the New York Knickerbockers against the pesky Rockets. And Rockets are just a juggernaut team this year. Very balanced. No superstar, just a lot of really good players. And for the next game, we're going to go to not the most glamorous game on the schedule. It's the Pacers at the Jazz, Paul. Jazz, not really playing for much except for a lottery position. Pacers are really, really hot. But at home, I'm going to take the points and jump on it and take 7.5 points from Utah. They should have all their starters playing. They usually like bench their best players against shitty teams.
Yeah.
Because they want to lose. But against good teams, they play their best players because they know they'll lose anyways. But I like for them to actually show up at home. I don't know about winning, but 7.5 is quite a bit. And Utah is young and scrappy. So 7.5 points. Sign me up with them Utah Jazz. Even though there's not much jazz going on in Utah, but hey, that's a different story for a different day, Paul. So
Utah is playing the Blues.
Well, it's kind of like the
Jazz.
story. What's funny is New Orleans is known for like jazz and blues, and they're called the Pelicans. And Utah is not known for any real music, and they're called the Jazz. Obviously, they moved from city to city. And then you have the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no lakes in Los Angeles, right? So it's funny where these team names, when they get moved around, the origins and whatnot, right? And like, look at our old Vancouver Grizzlies. Like, are there Grizzly Bears in Memphis? Probably not, right? I'm sure there's a handful, but not like.
Yeah. They'll probably have, they got their Bears and stuff like that. Grizzlies, maybe not so much, but, they'll have their Bears in that area. That's it, man.
Yeah,
Vancouver needs a basketball team back again. We had a decent team that the guys in charge for, our head coach and all the guys making, all the stupid drafts that they made. Who is it? Was it Ron that one year when Francis came in? He said, "No, I ain't playing for Vancouver. Not a chance. Not a hope in hell. What is Vancouver going to do?"
Don't get me started, Paul.
We'll go and draft him.
I know. I could go on and on.
Oh, I know.
I could go on and on.
We got a couple of years for you to rant on that one. I know that for a fact.
Oh man, I could do a docu-series on that, but let's leave it at that for today's episode. So please give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel here on Sandman Sports Picks. And Paul and I will catch everyone next time on NBA Winners Today. Later.